Timeline Assistant starts with a great-looking theme, so you do not have to change anything. But are you frustrated with having to constantly reformat your planner pages every week to maintain a consistent format? Timeline themes overcome this problem. Configure the presentation once, then reuse it whenever it is needed. There are two ways to start. Create a theme in the Timeline Themes library, or open a timeline, adjust its settings, and save it as a theme. We will use the Themes tutorial timeline and begin with styling. Styling controls the visual identity of the timeline. The colors shown here create one coordinated corporate example, but you can choose the palette that best suits your own organization. Canvas fill color changes the background of the complete timeline, while canvas stroke color changes its outline. Header fill color changes the date header background. Stroke color sets the header border, and text color controls the date labels. As each color is selected, the timeline updates immediately, making it easy to judge the overall balance. Drop shadows can be controlled independently for headers, swim lanes, sublanes, and tasks. Shadow color applies to every shadow that is enabled. In this example, the header and task shadows remain visible, while the swim lane and sublane shadows are removed for a cleaner boxed layout. The links controls style dependency lines between tasks. Stroke color sets their color, stroke width adjusts their thickness from 1 to 4, and curved switches between curved and straight paths. A restrained link style keeps dependencies visible without competing with the task content. Swim lanes use two alternating color sets. Color set 1 formats odd swim lanes, and color set 2 formats even swim lanes. Choose colors that complement your branding while making neighboring lanes easy to distinguish. Within each set, fill from and fill to create the background gradient. Set just the from color if you prefer a solid fill. Sublanes provide 4 related combinations: odd and even sublanes within odd swim lanes, and odd and even sublanes within even swim lanes. Tasks have a default task fill color, task stroke color, and task text color. Show rag displays each task status indicator, while color task from rag applies the status color to the task itself. For milestones, choose star, diamond, triangle, or flag. Scale factor changes the size, and color from rag can use the milestone status color. These controls complete the theme while keeping task status easy to recognize. Sizing controls the dimensions and spacing of the timeline. Under Global, padding changes the shared inner space. Radius changes the corner rounding, and stroke width changes the border thickness. Under Header, height sets the size of each date row, and spacing sets the gap between rows. Gutter height reserves space above the main timeline for events or notes. Brush height changes the area used by the date brush and minimap. Swim lane width and swim lane padding control the main lane label column, while sublane width and sublane padding do the same for sublanes. Under Task, default height sets the normal task height. Minimum height and maximum height set the limits used by dynamic task height, and spacing controls the gap between tasks. Text formats: headers, swim lanes, sublanes, and tasks independently. Use Apply To select the element, then set font size, font color, bold, underline, or italic. Reset affects only the selected text target. Swim lane and sublane labels can be aligned left, center, or right, and top, middle, or bottom. Their label backgrounds provide fill, stroke, padding, radius, and opacity controls. Task text can be placed outside left, center, inside right, or outside right. Vertically, it can sit outside top, inside top, middle, inside bottom, or outside bottom. These positions help keep long labels readable when a task is short or close to another item. Task label backgrounds use the same fill, stroke, padding, radius, and opacity controls. Date format chooses how task dates are written. Date on new line moves the date below the title. Wrap text allows additional lines, and max lines limits how many are used. Show title displays or hides the task name. Date display can show no date, the full range, only the start date, or only the end date. Separators add vertical guides that make the timeline easier to scan. Choose none, years, quarters, months, weeks, days, or hours. Only one interval is active at a time, and the shorter intervals become available when the visible date range is narrow enough. Headers controls the date rows above the timeline. Dynamic headers select suitable levels automatically. Turn it off to choose years, quarters, months, weeks, days, or hours individually. The shorter levels are available only for suitable date ranges. Label format controls the amount of abbreviation. Start of week chooses Sunday or Monday. Week numbering can use calendar weeks or fiscal weeks based on your organization's week 1 start date. For this timeline, months and weeks provide the right level of detail. Reset restores the header defaults. Features controls the timeline structure and behavior. Under POAP, meaning plan on a page, filter by level can show tasks up to a chosen level, or only tasks at that exact level. Show level adds the level to each task label. Under view, normal allows the timeline to scroll naturally. Presentation 16:9 shows the presentation proportion. Fit to view uses the available workspace. Dynamic task height lets task rows expand when required. Show filtered tasks only limits the plan to tasks inside the selected brush range. Show swim lanes and show sublanes control the lane hierarchy. Show minimap controls the overview, while show brush controls the date range selector. For the finished theme, both are turned off. Swim lane type offers inset or boxes. We retain boxes. Gutter in scrollable area controls whether the gutter moves with the timeline content. Reset restores the feature defaults. Display contains 4 controls that apply only to the current timeline and are not saved in a theme. Show events displays or hides event information. Show notes controls timeline notes. Show links controls task dependencies. Show rolled up icon identifies tasks that roll up to another task. These controls change what is visible without deleting any data, allowing each timeline to be prepared independently while the reusable theme remains unchanged. When the timeline is ready, open theme. The amber indicator shows that the current settings differ from the selected theme. Because we started from default theme, select Save Theme, enter Corporate Theme, and save it. The new theme becomes the selected baseline and the amber indicator clears. Importantly, saving now keeps the current fit-to-view setting unchanged. Once a theme is saved, update theme stores later changes in the same theme. Save new theme creates a separate variation. Reset to theme discards unsaved changes and returns to the saved baseline. Rename theme changes only the name, and delete theme asks for confirmation before permanently removing it. Theme permissions follow ownership and locking. There is no need to recreate the design on another timeline. Open Timeline, DB Demo in its default theme, Open Theme, and select Corporate Theme. The complete presentation is applied at the click of a button, keeping your planner pages and company documentation consistent without repeating the same formatting work every week.